Live recording on a Friday afternoon. It is time for the Bloody Screen Podcast, episode 45.
Turn up your gramophones, kids.
Yes, turn it up. Hey, today in today's news, we have video games. What are those, Sonny?
By golly.
Yeah. This week, we're going to explain why it is that Scott loves Flappy Bird so much.
Does he? Do you like that, Scott?
Flappy Bird?
Yeah, Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
God damn you. All right, whatever.
I think that is.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, as you can kind of tell, I'm Brandon. We already mentioned Scott. Say hello, Scott.
No.
Say hello!
Oh, no.
All right. And Dustin.
Hey, what up?
The Nick squad are not here. One Nick's at work, and the other one is still battling the devil in hell. So we will find out how his fight goes later on. But anyways, I ordered a pizza today, and I can't tell you, it's been months since I've had pizza. And holy crap, was that delicious.
Can't go wrong with a good pizza, man.
Oh yeah, Pizza Hut right now has a deal for any pizza, like any kind of toppings you want, $10. And I was like, I could get a large pizza, meat lovers for $10 delivered to my house. That sounds amazing. And then I also had because I'm fat, I had to get a side of frickin' hot wings. Oh, it's been a while since I've had hot wings too. Some decent frickin' hot wings. Man, I miss pizza. I think I need to eat pizza more often because it is such a delicious food. I don't know. What's your favorite pizza joint there, Dustin?
I don't know. I always like Domino's. Or no, not Domino's. Papa John's, I think. Yeah, Papa John's. But I mean, I don't know. I've had some hole-in-the-wall pizzas that have been pretty good. I don't really remember what places.
A good hole-in-the-wall pizza place, though? Abo's. That's a great. I mean, granted, it is kind of a franchise.
Yeah, that is a franchise.
Yeah, it is a franchise.
Yeah, it's lesser known.
Way lesser known. But they have that's one of the few places I go to for a good New York style pizza. You get just one slice, and that's good. That's all I need. Just get one giant slice there, and I'm eating it for 15 minutes. I don't know, Scotty, what kind of pizza you like? I think we might have lost Scotty.
Scotty's not a fan of pizza.
No, he doesn't like pizza. He says, he's more into sandwiches. He really digs sandwiches.
Some relevant news I have, it's not really video game related, but it's relevant because House of Cards Season 2 just came out today. And although that's a pretty different thing than we normally talk about, legit show, you gotta watch it.
Oh, I agree. I've been watching season 1. I finally got around, a year later, get around to watching that TV show, and I'm just like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. I'm a fool. And now I need to check out the other Netflix exclusive shows, like that Lilyhammer, which is some mobster show they got going on. And,
Hemlock Grove is okay.
Yeah, that one.
And then there's Orange is the New Black. That one is, I've watched it a little bit. It's a little iffy. I think it's more, aimed towards women, but.
I was hearing good things about it. It's on my.
Yeah, it's pretty good, honestly. I mean. It's
kind of turning funny, Dustin, with my Netflix queue. It's kind of turning into this whole, just TV shows. That's all it is. I don't even put movies on there anymore. I'm just like, oh, I want to watch this TV show. Click. Oh, I haven't got around. I need to catch up on this one. Click. So all of my Netflix is now just TV. Because who the hell wants to watch TV on cable?
Yeah, they seem to get TV shows more quickly than movies.
And the movies they get kind of suck ass as it is. It's not like you're getting. I mean, they get some good ones, but a lot of the ones that are new releases, like the newest one I remember seeing was The Last Stand, which is one of Arnold's newer movies. And I'm just that's what I want to do. I don't know, Scott. Like I was asking before though. Favorite kind of pizza?
I enjoy when I can eat one of every old McDonald animal on one piece of pizza.
So meat lovers. Okay.
Yes.
I dig meat lovers. I kind of just wish though I can always mention I could put in the little comment saying, hey, can I not get Canadian bacon and get manly bacon?
Can I get regular ham?
Yeah, I don't want ham. No, that's what Canadian bacon is. Everyone knows
Exactly.
it. All us Americans know it. Maybe Canadians are like, "Whoa, this bacon's pretty good, eh?" And like everyone just, no, that's ham, sir.
I don't know, man. It seems more dense, though.
It is. It's actually more of like a chewy ham. Actually, it's.
Yeah, I think it's just cut off a different part of the pig.
Yeah, I don't know.
More of a lean ham steak.
It's gross. I mean, granted, when on a meat lover's pizza, you hardly taste the Canadian bacon, so it doesn't matter. But it's beside the point. But, fellas, let's get into what did you play this week? Scotty, what did you play this week?
Borderlands, Halo, Battlefield, still some Mirror's Edge, and The Wolf Among Us.
Scott, when I'm not reviewing games, I do the exact same thing you do. I jump around to like 8 different games at a time. So I'll be like, I played the beginning of this game. Screw it, I don't want to play this anymore. I want to play the beginning of this one. I'm done with this one. And it's like I have ADD with games when I'm not actually just reviewing one.
I also attempted to play the Battlefield 4 story. I got as far as the loading thing where it's getting the credits, and then my buddy was like, "Hey, let's play multiplayer." I'm like, "Okay." And I did that.
You're really not missing much. Honestly, the best part is just that beginning when you're in the car and it just keeps, having the whole turn around every now. Like the beginning level
I got to the beginning of that song, and then he's just like, "Let's go play some more."
The first level, Scott. The first level of Battlefield 4 is great. And I was like, when I first played that level, I was like, this is going to turn out to be a great fucking story. It had set pieces, had had actual music in it, had characters that you're just getting to know. And then once you finally get in the game, you're like, you guys prematured on me. You said like, here's all this cool shit, and then you just had nothing else after that. It just turned into a generic game.
Pre-cum.
Yeah, it really was. Well, that's all we got. That's really all we got, and it made me sad. But anyways, like most unfulfilled women, it just made you just disappointed. But anyways, Dustin, what did you play this week besides Loadout? I guess actually
Loadout's cool.
Yeah, I played Loadout, and I played some Path of Exile. Didn't really get too big into it, but what else did I play? I've still been playing Skyrim now that I'm been on my mic modding spree there for that.
Oh, actually I have another one. I have Rust.
Rust.
Ooh, Rust.
I have not played Rust. Please explain Rust.
High-res Minecraft survival with no zombies because they were too glitchy.
Well, there's no blocks either.
So what the hell is it then? Just dig?
It's a survival game. Basically, you run around, pretty open world. The town is radioactive, so you can't stay there long. But you build buildings, you kill each other, you make guns, weapons.
I think don't you spawn naked?
Yes, you spawn naked.
As most of us do.
Good one.
Yeah, so I honestly didn't play anything for leisure at all this week. I played Fable, beat Fable. I started up on the Lego game, and I'm gonna say it, guys. I'm kind of digging that Lego game.
Which you need to give to me, Dick.
I will. I'm going to see you tomorrow. You are fine. And then you're... What?
I just don't understand how, they took so long to make a regular Lego game. They made all these, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, other bullshit. Now they're finally making regular Legos.
And honestly, Dustin, for their first, has nothing to do with an extra property, just their own creation, I have to say, they did a freaking good job so far. The story, I'm actually kind of interested in. And it's so damn charming half the time. I'm just like, this makes me laugh and smile. I did play World of Tanks, which, Scotty, I don't know if your download ever finished.
No, not yet.
You should finish that so we can get a review out.
I'll try.
As in you should. Scotty. And then I have not started on Final Fantasy 13-3 because, like I said, I'm still focused on Lego. But, so yeah. I've just been playing stuff to review for the site, so yay! And, yeah. That's all we played this week, so let's move on to... by the way, Dustin, you keep mentioning Skyrim. You just made me want to have a day where I'm not playing any review games and just play Skyrim. Because, God, I miss that game. It's such a great game.
Just pop it in for an hour You won't be able to put it down.
I know. Yeah,
so you know that's not possible, right?
I know. It's like having a Pringle. Like, you know, you can't eat one. Like, no, I can't just play for 1 hour. I have to play for like 6 hour stints. Where I'm just like, oh yeah, I just did like 18 quests, but it was worth it. Anyways, let's get into the top 10, brought to you by me.
And Doritos.
And Doritos. Dangerously cheesy. You're mixing your brands.
Dangerously cheesy.
But anyways, number 10 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Yep, good job. Sold 50,000 units. Congratulations. Number 9 is for the PS4. It's FIFA Soccer 2014. That FIFA was really kind of confusing how to navigate those menus. I'm not going to lie, guys. 50,000 units. By the way, we are global, and it's for February 1st. So this is about 2 weeks ago. Number 8 is Diablo 3. Hey, look! Yeah, Diablo 3 just shot the shit up for the PS3. It sold 56,000 units, so...
I wonder if that has anything to do with the new expansion.
I want to say it does, but funny enough, the new expansion's only coming out for the PS4 and the PC. It's not coming out for the PS3 or Xbox 360.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, and you know what it means, though? I'm going to have to rebuy the Diablo 3 for the PS4 just so I can play that expansion. So, yay, I get to own 2 copies of the video game. Number 6 and 7...
Same thing.
Yeah. Number 6 and number 7 are the same exact game. What are they, guys? Come on, we talk about every fucking week.
Call of Duty.
Yes, it is, Dustin. It's Call of Duty. They sold 64,000 units apiece, so, yep, people are still buying Call of Duty. Number 5.
Gotta love shooting shit.
Yeah. I just always get a kick out how many people I saw said they hated the Call of Duty Ghost, and yet it still sells gangbusters, and I'm just like, apparently you guys are really a small majority of people. I don't know. Number 5 is Pokemon X and Y for the 3DS. It's still in the top 5, guys. Pokemon, the only 3DS game I see actually compete with big guys. Number 4 is for the PS3, it's Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 3 for the Xbox 360, which is so amazing how this game is more popular on the 360 than it ever was on the PC. Minecraft.
Well, no, it has like millions of sales on the PC.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't know exactly how many. It has a shitload.
You know, maybe VG Charts is just like PC phobic or something, because I've never once seen a PC game on this. So maybe their charts are just like, nah, we don't.
Yeah,
we don't
I mean, you see above it, like you have the hardware totals. They don't talk about. Well, I guess you don't really keep track of how many computers.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't really have anything to do with video. I mean, they'd have to do gaming PCs in general, because otherwise, the PC sales would be astounding because everyone buys a laptop or, even if they don't play games, they have to have one. But yeah, Minecraft for the Xbox 360 sold 71,000 units. Congratulations, Minecraft. But guys, our top 2 are new fucking games. Are you?
You're kidding.
Yeah. Well, one's not real. Number 2 is not really new, but it's for the PS4. It's the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. And
Definitive
Edition. Yes, that one. It's the basically the HDDD version of Tomb Raider.
HD and double D, Laura.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, you just made a sex joke I wasn't even intending to make.
Well, you said HDDD.
I don't even know how to classify these anymore when they just release a game on the newer platforms when it just looks slightly better. I'm just like, well, it's still in HD, now it's just 1080p. The 1080p version of Tomb Raider, which I was watching some comparisons, and it does look like a better looking game than the original. But it's still not enough for me to shell out $60 to play it. I think they should not say, oh, you gotta pay $60. It should be like, oh, here's a $40 game or something,
So it's a remake of the new Tomb Raider?
No, it's not even a remake.
It's high res now.
Yeah, it's just high res. Yeah, they just basically.
Well, it's the same game though.
Yeah, it's the same exact game. It's not even a remake.
I guess I call that a remake.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just the HD. It's like I said, it's just like the higher resolution version of it. I don't even understand why they released it, but apparently 139,000 sales kind of says why they're doing it. And number 1. What does number, or Nick, Scott, god damn.
What does the fox
Get
say?
your names right.
Yeah, I know what she's doing. What was that?
I think that if you bought the other one, they should at least like give you a code or something to prove that you bought it, and then get it as a discount instead of $60.
Well, like Call of Duty Ghosts and Assassin's Creed 4 and Battlefield 4, they all had that code. If you bought the game on the PS3 or Xbox 360, you have a code where you could just pay $10 and you get it on your new console. And that's what Tomb Raider, of course, came out before the new consoles were really announced, I guess. Like, the PS4 was announced, but they should still be like, oh, do you own this? I don't know. It's weird.
How do you guarantee that? I mean,
I don't know.
It has to come with the new game.
Yeah, it is.
You buy it for $60 or whatever.
You're right, Dustin, because I was able to buy the new Tomb Raider for the Xbox 360 for like $10. So, I guess it wouldn't be entirely fair if I got it and like, oh, well, I got this code now and I get it for another, I spent $20 and got the new Tomb Raider on my PS4, which I wish I could do, but, whatever.
There's probably a lot of people that didn't even get the Tomb Raider as it is, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, if you missed out, this is a perfect time to check it out, and if you missed out and own one of the new consoles, it's a perfect time to check it out. But number one is, oh god, I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this name, Keto Senshi Gundam Extreme vs. Full Boost. Don't even ask. I don't know anything about this game. I didn't even know of its existence. It's a
Gundam game, man.
It's a PS3 game. It sold 268,000 units, and it's their number one globally. And Scott, you could say it right now.
Say what?
Oh, okay. Someone wasn't paying attention. Japan. Okay, Japan clearly has the, I don't even know if this released, to be honest with you. So, yeah.
Well, Herpa Derpa, of course it was in fucking Japan. It's Gundam.
Yeah. Well, they do release Gundam games. Like, in 2006, they released one, to my knowledge, in the U.S.
Ooh, 2006.
I know. All right.
All up in that shit.
So, all right. So, our first a couple of news. We're moving on to the news, guys. The first, three, I think it's going to be. Yeah. Okay, the first three are going to be me talking about trailers, and you guys let me know if you've seen the trailer. All right? Because they're just the news stories I happen to find, and the first one's... All right, the first one is I saw the first trailer for Evolve. Scott, you've been you've been up Evolve's dick, haven't you?
Fuck you. No, actually, I haven't.
Okay,
I didn't even know that they came out with the trailer.
I'm going to be honest with you, Scott. Facebook keeps telling me how much you like Evolve, so I'm just like, either he keeps liking it, or they don't leave me alone until I like it. Because every time I go down Facebook, they're like, well, Scott liked Evolve. I'm like, alright, that's cool. I don't know really how... but, anyways. Dustin, have you seen the trailer to Evolve?
Probably not. What is it about?
Okay, so Evolve, this is basically, from what I see in the trailer, they didn't really get into story, but from what the trailer shows, you have four heroes, or four protagonists you can play as. You get the beard guy with a Gatling gun, which, honestly... I don't see myself not picking him. You have some cyborg guy, you get some chick, and then you get some, dude that looks like, the hunter from Jurassic Park. He has the hat, he has a sniper rifle, that type of thing. So, you got, from what it looked like to me, guys, it's gonna be Left 4 Dead meets, aliens or something. Not aliens, that's a bad game to example. Left 4 Dead with giant aliens. Because the trailer actually looked pretty cool, because all these guys come down there, they all have unique weapons, and they're like, oh, here's one of these smaller enemies, and they start killing it, and then all of a sudden these this giant, and I mean giant, as big as a tree type of creature just, wakes up, and then they're like, oh, and then that's where the trailer ends.
Well, see, if you paid attention to it, you would know that the guys who made Left 4 Dead are actually making that game.
Is it Valve?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it does. It resembles a lot of Left 4 Dead. And
what it is, I know more than just the trailer because my roommates bought a Game Informer. But anywho, what it is basically, you go around. It's like Left 4 Dead, except that it's all four of you against one ever-changing, evolving monster. So through each, I don't remember what the interval is, but whatever, the monster, whoever's playing it, evolves, and he gets stronger and better and more of an asshole.
Huh. So it's, okay, So someone's actually playing as the creature.
Yeah, so it's 4-on-1, and whoever's monster is like, I am God, fuck you.
Huh, that's interesting. But anyway, yeah, but, and honestly, it's actually made by Turtle Rock, sir. I think Valve might be publishing it, but Turtle Rock's the developers.
I just said that it was made by the same people. I never said who the publisher was.
Yeah, whatever. But it'll be available on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So if you don't own any one of those, you can't play it. Sorry, guys. And it has no official release date, so, yeah. So for all, it's probably not coming out till maybe, and this is me
next year.
Yeah, maybe fall. If we're lucky, it'll come out during the fall.
I'm gonna say next year.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I see them announcing it for the fall, but then it getting pushed back to next year, to be honest with you. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of, that was one trailer. The second trailer I saw was a more of a first look with the game developer. It was IGN doing it, and it was called Lords of the Fallen. This is a new new RPG from, I'm trying to see who the hell. I cannot find the developer, but anyways.
I like your little machine gun there.
Anyways, yeah, so it's, basically, from what it looked like in the trailer, what the guy even say it is, it's kind of like, take Dark Souls and mix it with some Zelda, and you get this game. So right there, you kind of have me sold on it. But Lords of the Fallen, you get it basically, from what it looked like to me, it looks like it just looked like your traditional RPG. It's your dark fantasy, but the story from what the developer was saying, like all the gods are dead, and you are, the demons are starting to rise up again, and it's up to you to destroy the demons and such. And you get a pick from classes. You can be like, a rogue, a warrior, all that fun stuff. Your typical classes. I have to say though, the creature design is rather awesome, and they showed a boss fight. The boss fights are really like old school boss fights, where it's like, oh, I gotta memorize how the hell to fight this guy to be able to, to be able to defeat him, essentially. Okay, so he's gonna swing his sword like this, and then the bosses have like intervals in them. So you get a third down his health, he's gonna change his tactics. You get another third down his health, he changes tactics again. So it's really interesting. I take it neither one of you guys have seen this trailer?
Nope, but I figured that kind of boss mechanic is pretty standard by now, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of been seeing, we've been slowly getting kind of a resurgence of boss fights, especially in fantasy games. We get boss fights, but, boss fights have been kind of going down when the new consoles came in. They were kind of gone, but,
yeah. There's a big audience for, like, cinematic games that just, kind of hold your hand the whole way through.
Yeah, no offense to Call of Duty. It is, the Call of Duty, the Halos and all that. These first-person shooters, which have really, this last generation, they were huge. And they, their boss fights consist of just shoot the main dude in the face and that's it. Here's the main villain, shoot him or press the trigger. We haven't really had like a boss, like I said, with the fantasy games, the boss fights have still existed, but with any other type of shooter game, it's just kind of like, oh, no, we don't want to have boss fights, which I want them to come back. But beside the point, it was actually, so it was made by, I did find the developer, Deck 13, or I guess CI Games and Deck 13, based in Germany. CI Games is mostly responsible for this game, but it's also best known for the Sniper Ghost Warrior series.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah! And that's where, honestly, the game looked really good, and I'm just like, okay, I can get behind this game, but you say that their only game they known is the Sniper Ghost Warrior, which I played the first one, and the first one was such dog shit. Thankfully, we actually missed out on the second one last year. It just, we never covered it, thank God. But yes, it ought to be interesting to see. The developer said it's going to be coming later this year to PS4 and Xbox One and PC. So yet again, if you don't own the new system, you're not going to be able to check this one out, or a high-end PC to be able to actually play it. So yeah. And the last trailer. Have either one of you guys seen the Dying Light trailer?
Oh, I haven't, but I need to. That sounds like it.
Okay, Dustin, have you seen it?
No.
Alright, so the Dying Light... I know. Believe me, folks. Once I'm done with this little section of news, we'll actually be able just news that everyone can contribute to. But this is made by Techland guys, if you know Techland, they made Call of Juarez and also Dead Island, which is their more famous one. Dead Island is more the in a way the goofier sense of what this game is going to be, because this game is way more serious than Dead Island was. Basically in this game, from what they showed, it's still first person. It's still use the melee weapons, use the guns, but the zombies are way more threatening. The zombies get stronger at night. The hordes will fucking kill you. It's just really kind of one of those things where it's a survival horror first-person game. So it'll be rather interesting to see how this works. And hopefully with the first 2 Dead Island games, they have this shit nailed down on how to do it.
Says the guy who doesn't like them.
Like I said, I hope to God they have it. Like the first Dead Island was alright. The second one was kind of boring, I'm gonna be honest with you. The third one sounded like someone using a wrapper and crumpling up or something. The fourth...
What's that shit about?
Yeah, I know. Dying Light, for those who guys are excited, doesn't have an official release date yet, but guess what? It'll come up for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, and PS4. So if you own any console, you can play it.
Except for Wii, because we suck.
Or Wii U. But, yeah. And PC,
Wii
of course.
took an innovative leap.
I will agree with you, Dustin. We took a leap, and they actually succeeded because they got a bunch of casual gamers to play their system. Wii U took another leap, but none of the casual gamers wanted to join. All the hardcore gamers were like, well, I'm just going to wait for the PS4 or something. So they kind of got themselves fucked. But that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah,
there's no kinda about it, Brandon.
Nintendo does own the handheld market pretty well, though.
Oh, they do. They don't need. There's no question. Like the Vita, you own that, Dustin.
Yeah.
You actually own both.
Yeah.
And do you like your Vita still?
No, I'm excited for Borderlands 2.
Oh yeah, that is coming out.
Kind of cool, Vita. But yeah,
it sounds really hard to play on a Vita.
That sounds like the reason for me to get a Vita, though.
It's got
Scott.
2 joysticks, man. I don't know.
I kind of wish they would have put Skyrim on a Vita, because I would have bought one right then and there, so that way I can actually play Skyrim anywhere I am.
It's probably too big of a fucking game.
Well, you'd think Borderlands 2 would be a pretty big game for that, too, but...
Well, yeah, but the scope of Skyrim is just so much bigger, though.
Oh, and speaking of Borderlands, though, Randy Pitchford said he would like to make Borderlands 3 someday, but not within a, conceivable future. One of his reasons
I was
being...
sad when I saw that.
Yeah, one of his reasons being he didn't want to have to release it on 8 different consoles, basically. He wants it to be a bigger and better game than Borderlands 2, which, that's a pretty big feat, because Borderlands 2, pretty damn good game. So you gotta make it even better. You gotta make it bigger. And, best way to do that is just to release it on the main the PS4 or Xbox One, because they can handle more.
Yeah, a few years down the road, honestly, is not a bad idea. I mean,
it's
even spending 10 years, that's a long time, but spending 10 years on a game, the end product will just be so much better,
Not necessarily.
Have you heard of Duke Nukem Forever, Dustin?
Well, not all the time, but that's kind of how programming works. If you spend more time, you have more time to spend on it, plain and simple.
Well, Dustin, I'll give you the best example for people with what the argument you're making. BioShock Infinite. That one was pushed back a lot. It was pushed back, and when it finally came out, it became my game of the year. So, yeah, it really, it's just on, just really depends on who's developing it.
I'll give you another example. Half-Life 3.
That's not even announced yet. That's never coming out.
Exactly.
Basically, I'm going to read this long-ass thing that Randy Pitchford says, but when you think Borderlands 3, it should be massive, Pitchford said. It should also be bigger, better than Borderlands 2. It should carry forward the story. It's probably crazy multi-platform, depending on the timing. It would have to be a next-gen game and a current-gen game, if it was coming at any time in the reasonable near future. We love Borderlands. And we know customers do, so we will be doing more in Borderlands. But the thing doing that, when you think Borderlands 3 should be, no, we're not developing that right now. We do know that what that is yet. We don't know what that is yet. Oh God, we can't imagine what we must achieve, but we know what it is yet. I'm not going to fuck around like Valve does with Half-Life 3. Yes, he actually does take a little low blow to Valve right there. Look, we know we know we should, it should exist, but we don't know what it is yet. We are doing things with Borderlands we should announce, and I do think people are really excited. But if you love the franchise, okay, that's really kind of weirdly worded. I'm not gonna lie. Really excited about if you love the franchise. Okay, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, they're currently working on the Borderlands that Telltale's making. They're kind of with them right now, which honestly, I kind of want Gearbox to do other things too, because I don't want Borderlands to be like, a Halo or a Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed. I don't want to be beaten to death with a dead, I don't want to be beating a dead horse with it. I want one when they're ready to make one, not because they see it as a cash and grab.
Yeah.
So anyone was waiting for Borderlands 3, you better wait. But Dustin, I think this next story, it's a small little story, might get you all Twitter-pated.
Yo, I got some news, and I think it's going to be the story you're about to say. League of Legends adds 6v6 Hexakill.
Was that English?
League of Legends adds 6v6 Hexakill.
Hexakill?
It's, League of Legends right now, it's just 5v5. Well, they're going to add another player to each side. Hell yeah.
Okay, for people like Dustin who love League of Legends, that's good.
Yo, League of Legends is probably the most popular game in existence right now.
That's a little presumptuous.
No, I would say that is true.
I would say that's presumptuous. I mean, there's a lot of games out there. There's a lot of people that play them. I'm not saying League of Legends doesn't have a massive following, but it's not more massive than any of the other ones that are out. Like
it has on Twitch.tv. It probably has more viewers on that game than every other game combined. And you can stream any game on that website.
I know. Especially with the PS4 now, everyone just streams everything. Anyways, Ubisoft announced a tabletop board game based on its Assassin's Creed series. I'm rather curious on how that would actually work. It's titled Assassin's Creed Arena. The game is intended for up to 4 players and has a relatively complex set of rules. So it's for like 15 and up, basically, from what they're saying on the box. But players use cards to hide, move or attack guards, and other players use one of 4 Templars in Assassin's Creed Arena to guide their player token around the rooftops on like a grid-like board. The game ends when one player achieves 15 victory points from assassinations, or when there are no more event cards to play. But a few, but not all game rules can be viewed on Ubisoft's. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so
I like the tabletop idea. I just
don't think
I've never been a fan of Assassin's Creed.
So. I don't really see how it. I don't know. It seems like weird because you have to pull a card to be able to like assassinate. From what I'm seeing, it didn't say there was a dice roll or anything like that. It's just like, oh yeah, pull the card. You assassinated him, or you jumped in a barrel of hay now. I know you're right behind him, but oh well. I don't know. They said it's going to be launched February 26th for $50, which I say is a little extreme for a board game.
Yeah, I call that a milk in the tit a little too much. But
yeah.
I mean, honestly, it could be good. It's just that kind of game does not need to be associated with Assassin's Creed. Just make it an original idea. Like, I don't know.
Dustin, Scott, you guys can answer this. Have you ever bought a game, like a board game, that was based off a video game?
No, because they're kind of not going to be very profitable.
I'm going to assume I know what you're saying, and I'm going to say yes. Like, Super Smash or Mario Party, not Super Smash Bros. Mario Party is pretty much...
Well, Mario Party, that's still a video game, though. I mean, yes, it acts kind of like a board game, but it's still a video game,
I played the Monopoly game. It was pretty decent, I guess, if you like Monopoly.
Well, it's going to be more for the people who are like, oh, I have a collection of all of it, including the limited edition stuff. I want the board game now.
I don't know. Honestly, for $50, you can get like almost every single assess. You can get like 1, 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations for probably about $60 or $50. So if I can get like 4 games right there for that price, why would I want to? I don't know. I don't know. If you're honestly, people who listen to us, I would like to know would you actually be interested in this? Because I don't know. I would rather have like what Dustin you were saying, like the whole original idea, something cool like that. I don't know. So, last news story. This one's might piss some people off, as in some people, if you play video games, this might piss you off. Alright, so, a professor from Ohio, God damn it, my browser just keeps scrolling up and down right now because it's having weird. Alright, Professor Brad Bushman says violent video games can also make people numb to the pain and suffering of others. And, so from what he's saying, I read the entire article, and he says he did over 380 studies with more than 130,000 participants, and he says he saw that playing violent video games increased aggressive thoughts.
Increased?
And increases.
You said increased.
I said increases.
I heard increased.
Whatever. It's regardless of what you thought you heard, it increases the thought and feelings of it. Basically it makes you angry, apparently. It makes you and also it made players numb to the pain and suffering of others, which I also call bullshit.
Like what? Like not empathetic?
Yeah, basically. From what they're saying, from what his studies show, that it makes people like these emotionless zombies, where you see someone die, and you're like, oh, whatever.
That's a large leap, bro. He said it increases the violent thoughts, and then that makes them mindless zombies.
No. I was saying the second part he said makes players numb to pain and suffering of others.
Well, that's
that second
pretty stupid.
And I was like, well, no, that's entirely different because if I saw a real human being be murdered in front of my eyes, that is a world of fucking difference than if I just saw it on TV. Of course, I'll admit to this. I will say yes, compared to what human beings used to be, we are numb to TV. Like, you could see someone get brutally fucking slaughtered on the television, and you'll be like, man, that looked painful, or you might get, you might be a little Twitter-pated about it, depending who you are.
Or you can be like me and be like, holy shit, that was a cool effect.
That's what I'm saying. I as Dustin sees whenever we play fucking Fallout and I smash someone's head and I'm like, oh, and I get excited about it. I think, so unless that's his study right there showing like how people kind of relish in the violence, then yes, but we know it's fake. And, he's trying to explain that these effects are, massive and all that shit. But, you know what I say? Yeah, okay, so he's trying to say that people, he does say, I'm trying to find the other quote of his. Okay, alright, he says, alright, I hear people saying, I played plenty of video games in my whole life and never murdered anyone. Bushman doesn't agree with that reasoning. Big deal, he said, nobody ever murders in a population percentage basis. Okay. So, that, from what I'm getting from that is, I can see what the point he's trying to make. And maybe, I can see the point, but I don't agree with this point. If that makes any sense. Like, I could see that, maybe it makes people a little bit more keen to violence. Like, not like saying like, oh, I play violent video games, I'm gonna go hit my dog now because it's funny. No, it's more or less,
Really? Really? Because it's funny.
I don't know, I'm just trying to think of a weird example at the top of my head. But yeah, and I don't know, I just think I don't know what he's really trying to prove here, but I do agree.
I don't know that he should be really trying to prove anything. If he's an honorable scientist, he's just trying to figure this shit out. Like, he asked just really break it down. Say he asked 100 people before they played 5 hours of Gears of War Ascension. I mean, just some game. He asked them 10 questions before asking about how do you feel? Some bullshit he had to come up with about are they feeling violent? Is kind of the idea, I guess. And then make them play that. Obviously after they play that, you just saw a bunch of shit get killed. You're gonna have that in your head a little bit. I mean, it's gonna change you a little bit, just like if you're in the military and you watch someone get shot in front of you and they die, that's going to change your life, post-traumatic stress. It's similar. It's just that, just like movies, we know all the behind-the-scenes shit is just imaginary. Like, if you understand that, I think that it's just totally doesn't do anything to your brain, really. Like,
I agree with you completely, Dustin. Like, it's just the mood. You know, you watch, say, okay, like with movies. Best example, like when you said movies. You watch a violent movie, you kind of come out of it like, yeah, that was pretty badass. You know, you're kind of happy about it. You see a sad movie, you're coming out a little depressed. See a funny movie, you're coming out making stupid jokes the whole time. It's just the way you get in the mood to, because you're like you just spent like a few hours watching the damn thing. And it's the same thing with violent video games. You spend like 6 hours chainsawing people in half in Gears of War, of course you're going to be a little bit more like, yeah! Instead of, you know, just walking out like, that was interesting. I feel very, very compelled now. You know, I would love to see his actual study of what he did. Like his actual, like what he asked them, what he did, what was his procedures. Because I would love to see his data for this, to be honest with you.
He probably did some bullshit thing where he measured stress tests and shit.
Probably. But I do, okay, I don't agree with what he's mostly saying, but I do agree with one thing. A little quote from him last says, "We don't let our kids smoke cigarettes, drink beer, or play with guns. Let us protect our children and make sure we don't consume age-inappropriate media." I agree with that. Kids should not be playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Kids should not be playing Gears of War. Kids should not be playing God of War. I'm sorry. If you're like 8, if you're like 10 and below, you shouldn't be even seeing that shit. Actually, honestly, if you're 14 and below, you shouldn't be seeing that shit. If you're a 14-year-old listening to this show, you may disagree with me. And yes, I'd understand. If I was 14 and heard some guy say, "You should play Grand Theft Auto 5, I'd be like, "Well, screw you, man. I want to play Grand Theft Auto 5 all I want. My mom can't let me." Well, your mom and dad should, maybe put you with some more age-appropriate material. I mean, Call of Duty, yeah, let them play Call of Duty. There's really nothing wrong with Call of Duty. Just shooting people in the face. It's not, there's not a bunch of sex and there's not a bunch of, Call of Duty's really kind of just this bland version. You get a little splat of blood and that's it. I mean, really, it's nothing intense, I don't know. Do you guys agree with me on this?
Yeah, I mean, there's some responsible 14-year-olds out there that I think wouldn't be affected by it, but in general, I think you might as well keep it away from kids.
Well, I just don't see a point of having it for a kid. Like, as a 12, 13, all that stuff, I was playing violent video games. It wasn't, and I didn't murder anyone that you guys know of, so it doesn't matter. But it's just like, I don't think they need to be protected. I just think, if I was a parent and my kid says, "Dad, I want Gears of War 6, I would look at him and said, "Jimmy."
God, it's sad. I think you just probably fucking told the future.
Jimmy, I'm not, you're 7 years old. I know your friend Phil, he has Gears of War 6, and if you go over his house, I can't control that. But I'm not buying that game for you, kid. You're gonna wait.
There's plenty of good E-rated games.
Well, yeah, even T, because teen-rated games really aren't that bad. They have, they're not just like jumping on the mushroom. It has like some guns and stuff. Like, the original Call of Duties, they were teen. Some hack and slashes are teen, but, I would be in that, well, see, maybe because I'm more embraced in the gaming universe, I know what would be age appropriate for a kid than some parent who doesn't really know any games who's just like, "Oh, Phil, you want Grand Theft Auto 5. You're only 8 years old. Here you go. It doesn't matter if you could see full-on nudity and you can actually, you have a whole scene where you're torturing another human being. But I don't know these things, so it's okay. I mean, the title of the game's only called Grand Theft Auto. But what do I know? And also the big-ass M on the box that says for mature audiences. But what do I know?
Well, I always laugh at those stupid people who are, like, buying shit nowadays. Like, parents and shit. Like, no offense to you, but always reading the box and or asking your kid is a better idea.
It is a better idea. And I understand people make the argument, well, like, they can go over a friend's house and play it. I'm like, yes, that's just life, okay? I'm sorry. If you banned your kid from doing something, of course they're going to want to go do it. That's just how kids are. You say, hey, "Hey, Steven, you can't go drinking now. You're only 16. You can't drink." Guess what they're going to do? They're going to be like, "I want to drink beer now." It's just the rebellion of how, it's just kids, all right? So, yes, there is no way of really protecting your kids from it, but they can't go in the store still to this day and buy it. the only reason why they're able to play it at a friend's house is because their parents were irresponsible and they bought it for them. So,
I believe it takes a good passing out in the gutter to really figure out that alcohol can do bad things to
you. Oh, Jesus.
Passing out in the gutter with your pants off and you not being able to remember what the hell you were who you were talking to. Anyway.
Are we practicing for when we find Nick all covered in puke?
All covered in puke, or how he was telling us about how he was talking to those girls he doesn't remember talking to, and they made,
and he made out with them after they watched him take a piss.
He did that, and then apparently he went outside to puke, and then they wouldn't let him back inside of the bar, so, he had that was one of my favorite drunk stories he's told. I was like, And
then he wakes up with fucking dried puke on his pillow, and...
yeah, dildos shoved up his ass, he didn't know what happened.
It was fucking terrible.
We do got a question, though. I just want to reiterate to people right now, if you got to this far in the podcast...
Wait, people ask us things?
Yeah, I know, honestly. Just to let you know, I have no problem with you commenting on YouTube and asking us stuff on YouTube, but always note, I can't respond. The way I upload the videos, I can't use the Google Plus bullshit they keep trying to push on me. Literally, YouTube will not shut up about it. You want to use your Google Plus? No, because I can't upload the videos then. So, honestly, I cannot answer you. But I will, hopefully you're hearing this, so that way you know that the only way I'm going to be able to answer you is, through this show. Otherwise, you go with any of the other 3 ways of going to our website, Facebook, or the email. Any of those ways, I will be able to answer back. If you want me to answer immediately. If it's just something for the show, by all means, it's perfectly okay. But, this one is from Mr. Nerdback Mike. Yes, it's about, he was, one of his things. He says, how you doing? I'm doing fine. Alright, that's his question. How you guys doing?
Not bad.
Not bad. Scotty, how you doing?
Living the life.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyways, that was his first question. Second question. I was wondering if you guys do a show about trailers, not trailer trending, a one-off shoot, or a one-shot, I guess I worded that better than he did. No offense. About some of the best video game and movie trailers you remember. You could talk about some best trailers for really horrible end products, the best end products that truly lived up to their trailers, and maybe some really good movies or video games that had crappy trailers. Just a suggestion. Hopefully it was helpful.
Tycoon. Sorry.
Okay, let me just put this with you guys. I'm going to leave this to you guys to decide if we're going to do what this guy wants. Because honestly, I would be willing to do a trailer show, a one-shot trailer show, or not.
Yeah, I'd go for it. Actually, the other day I found this YouTube video, like, best 10 video game trailers, and it was actually pretty interesting to watch. I might pull a few from there, but I'd have to come up with some, like, older ones and some movie ones, because I can't just bullshit on the movie ones. I'd have to look them up and spend a little time thinking about it. But yeah, I'd be down.
Mine would be completely unserious, just heads up.
Oh, it's fine. If they listen to Blaze Screen Podcast, they know we're not the most serious. Down to earth. We need to be video game knowledge. Scott, would you want to do it?
Yes, I would.
Alright, so here's what my plan is. I basically had 2 plans in my head. If you guys did. Okay, since we have now agreed to do this, Blaze Screen Podcast episode 46 will not be next week. Next week we will be doing the trailer show just for you, Mr. Nerdback Mike. And yes, thank you for your suggestion. We will do one-shot episode. Just for your knowledge, just in case you don't know, we used to do the trailer talks before we started getting the videos and stuff out, just for content reasons. So if you want to hear us talk about some trailers, we did that on our site.
Most of the ones we did were newer PS4 games, so if you're interested in PS4 games, we got some good shit about that.
Yes.
Okay, come on. Let's make it sound a little bit more official. At the dawn of the console wars, we did the trailer talks.
We did the trailer talks.
Among the greats of Knack and Watch Dogs.
Yes.
We reviewed the shit out of all the trailers.
Yes, we reviewed the shit out of all the trailers and a few of those games. A few of the games. The only ones we haven't, actually the only trailer talk we haven't really gotten around to, a couple of them, were, I guess we did, actually there's 3 of them. It was the Drive Club, Watch Dogs, and Deep Down. Those are the 3 we haven't gotten to. But anyways, we're also going to do, when the Oscars come around, sir, just for your fun little knowledge, we're going to be doing an Oscar little Academy Award show for the Movie Thing podcast, because that's coming back.
Oh, I can't wait.
Nice.
Yes, and then we're also, during E3, we're going to be talking about all the games at E3 and the trailers that came with them. So, we are doing more trailer talks, but for you, we're going to do a show just about the trailers we've seen in our past time. And also, if you listen to today's show, which I hope you are, because we're answering your whole question, you're going to be excited about it.
Look under your chair.
Yeah, I know. Look under your chair. I talked about 3 freaking trailers today as it was, as interesting as to hear me jabber on for about 15 minutes of the show. So, yes. We will be doing that now. Next Friday, we're in lieu of our show because, honestly, now with our video games back, our entire week's jam-packed full of content. Woo! So, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully you enjoy our trailer show that we're going to do. We'll try to think of a clever little name for the trailer show as well. But anyways, thank you there, Mr. Mike Backman, or I forget his name already because I just closed out of the window. But thank you, Mike. How about that? I'm just going to call you Mike. Thank you again, and also, dude, please, for the love of God, send us more questions and, anything you want to talk about, just send it to us on YouTube or whatnot, because honestly, it really does fill up some good airtime. We love talking to people who listen to us. And for those of you who are like Mike, Jason, Slapnut, and all the other people who have ever said anything to us, please continue, because it really does help the show go forward, and it just kind of helps out our spirits sometimes, If we weren't getting any comments and stuff, we'd just kind of sit there and be like, well, this is kind of lame. Is anyone even listening to us? Hello? So this kind of confirms that we're out there and people actually give a shit. So please do send us something on YouTube's on the little comments. Don't forget to subscribe. This is on Facebook for the comment section there. And plus, if you find us on Facebook, guess what? You constantly get updated with every new thing we do as well. Also, don't forget to visit our website, bloodyscreenpod.com, to see all of our videos ad-free. And also some of them that YouTube might pull off because, ooh, you put too much copyright in this one. Wah, wah. They're still up on the website, so they're not gone forever. And lastly, don't forget, if you don't want to, do any of those ones, you can always send us a little email at bloodyscreenpodcast@gmail.com. Some people actually prefer doing that because, I don't know, it's just easier to send an email, I guess. I don't know.
I still like how your YouTube was like the crotchety old fucking blacksmith guy.
I'm sorry, what? What YouTube one?
When you were just like, oh, they're cheating at copyright.
Oh, yeah, it's just... YouTube just pisses me
voice.
off. My YouTube just pisses me off with that shit. They're like, oh, anything you put up with Warner Brothers, we're gonna flag for copyright. I mean, granted, that shit's still up on YouTube, but they still flag on it. Which, all our Batman videos have a flag on it because Batman, apparently, you can't show without paying Warner Brothers or something. And one of our XCOM videos just got completely banned off of YouTube because I put my idiotic brain thought, oh, this is a classical song I'm putting on there. No one alive still owns the copyright to this fucking song. I was so fucking wrong because they flagged it, they took it down, and it's still up on the site, thankfully. So yeah, one of our XCOM video number 7, you get to listen to the Hungarian Rhapsody or something like that. So if you like that song, go see her. You get to see some XCOM while the song plays. I've changed it now so it's just me and Nick bullshitting about stupid shit during it. Anyways, that is our show. That is episode 45 of the Bloody Screen Podcast. I'm tired of talking. So, Dustin, Scotty, take us out.
Adios, amigos.